Hello, it's Gabrielle here. Thank you very much for signing up to join the 7-day reset, and I really hope that you get an awful lot from the next 7 days and what you get through on that. So today, just to kick things off, I wanted you to think about goals, okay? Because it's really important to have a goal that has some real meaning for you, and that can be really powerful. Because when you make changes to what you eat, to find time to have exercise, to have the discipline to get an early night, all of those things take an awful lot of effort and an awful lot of work. And believe it or not, having the right or wrong goal can make a huge difference to how successful you are, okay? And mostly people start off by thinking that their goal is to lose weight or to drop a dress size, but something along those lines. One of the things that I've found over the past, 3 years, whilst I've been sort of coaching and training women, is that weight loss goals are very rarely enough to motivate them to make consistent changes to diet and to exercise and actually make them lose weight, okay? And what I have found is that most women also have a bigger and a much more important and meaningful goal, which will provide the motivation to make those changes. So the key part of this process is for you to spend a little bit of time writing down what's really important to you, what you want for your future, and actually trying to find a goal that really does motivate you, that really does inspire you, okay? And I'll just tell you my own story, which if you've read the book, you may know already. But I've had, since I was 13, an absolute hatred of my legs. And I've probably been on diets on and off since I was 13. But my diets were always about going on a diet to get slimmer legs, to lose weight on my legs. And that was the thing that always drove me. Now, the problem with that was going through that, as I went on a diet, I became more and more fixated with my legs, and I'd look at them more and I'd hate them more, and I'd look at them from different angles and look for cellulite, and I wouldn't be seeing changes to them, and I'd start to get quite demotivated. And especially as when you go on a diet, quite often you think of don't think of a diet. Diet is a lot of hard work. You're having to make new food, buy new food, go without stuff that you like, endure feeling hungry, maybe watch your family eating stuff while you're picking at something that you're not really that interested in. Whole lot of effort. And at the end of that effort, what do you get for it? You get more fed up. You sat there looking in the mirror at legs you don't like. And in the end, many times I gave up, okay, because I wasn't getting what I wanted. And that's a really, really familiar pattern that many people go through. And it probably took me until about 5 years ago, so I'm 51 now, so it probably took me till my mid-40s to actually stop having that as my goal. And what changed things for me was when my daughter went to secondary school. And after I'd taken the pictures of her in the hall before she went out with her uniform on and one with me, and I wasn't allowed to take her to school because she was at secondary school now and she wanted to walk on her own, and I was sat at home on my own, just thinking a mixture of things. He was off to secondary school, a real sign of growing up. And I sort of flashed forward knowing that one day I'd be waving her off and she'd be going to university or leaving home for whatever reason. She can't get rid of her at university. And it made me think about me and how I would be then and how I would feel. And I know you'll be able to relate to this if you've got children, but the idea of your kids leaving home and you being left there with nothing to do after years of looking after them is quite a tough one. And I realised that she was going to be going off to have adventures and to start living her life as an adult and all the wonderful things that you discover at that age. And therefore, so why wouldn't I do the same thing? Why wouldn't I make the most of having that freedom and not having to be there and looking after her anymore and go off and have my own adventures? And that thought started to build up in my mind and became something that not only did I hope would happen, but I've decided will happen. And that is my plan, that she will, go to university when she moves out and goes and lives in a shared house, and I'm going to go off and start having some more adventures and going travelling. And to be to be able to do that, I needed to be strong. I needed to be able to carry bags. I needed to have confidence. And one of the things that I really wanted when I got to these far-flung locations that I haven't decided on yet was to feel good in my own skin and to feel confident. Because there's many times where I've been on holiday, having tried to diet before I'd gone on holiday, and just felt self-conscious for the whole of it, because you're sat there in a bikini, aren't you, with bits that you don't like on show for everyone to see, checking out what everyone else looks like compared to you. Crazy, all do it. And I wanted to know that wherever I was and whatever I was doing, you know, sat on a beautiful beach, in a cocktail bar, somewhere glamorous in a city, I wanted to feel amazing. And that wasn't about what I looked like. That was about how I felt and my own confidence as a person. And I really got to a point where I felt fed up with the idea of hating my body and wanting to change something that really I was just never going to change. So that became a different goal. That became a goal about being strong, about being capable, about being confident, about being happy. And funnily enough, all the things that you would do to achieve that are very similar to what you would do to lose weight. Eat more nutritious foods, get strong and fit through exercise, have plenty of sleep so that my mood's good and I've got energy the next day, to manage and reduce the stress that I'm under so that I'm not so wrung out all the time, and I've got better mental capacity to make good decisions about food and exercise. So my drive and my motivation to do all of those things took on new meaning, because suddenly I had a goal that I really wanted to achieve, that really meant something to me. Then I was able to start thinking very differently about my approach to diet, nutrition, exercise. And that's what I encourage you to do, is to find that thing. And really it's going to be about your future. It's going to be about what you want for the next stage of your life, and how having a more nutritious diet, getting fitter, improving your sleep, managing your stress better is going to help you achieve that. And how you need to also start really building up the connection between those lifestyle habits and achieving this future state that you want to have, and make those really strong connections, because then you feel like you want to have a healthy meal. You want to cook something yourself rather than just order another takeaway. You want to go out and do some exercise. It makes a massive difference. And if you can find that thing for you, that's going to really just transform the way you think about your health. And it's a lot more positive. And it's not about deprivation or having to cope with feeling hungry. It's about giving yourself what you need to create the life that you want to live. And this sort of mid to late 40s, 50s is it's a big transitional time for women. You know, there's things that are happening with kids growing up, or parents getting older, or, you know, coming to the end of our careers, wanting to change career. There's a lot of big things that can happen that really start to make us think about what we want for the next stage of our lives. And feeling strong, having clear thinking capacity, having energy and being motivated to get up and work towards that every day are things that we really need to make that change in our life. So that's why you need to think about goals. That's why you need to think about goals from a very different way. So I hope this video has given you some inspiration, changed the way you might think about goals, and just got you inspired to grab a notebook and a pen and start writing some things down now. Okay, thank you for watching. Good luck with your journey. Do email me if you want to let me know what you've discovered from this process, because I'd love to hear. All right then, have a great day.